Hi, I'm Patty with Studio R12 Stencils, and today we are going to show you how to do the basics of preparing a tall porch sign for painting. All right, guys, let's get started. So you can use these techniques with any of our stencils, and you can use them not with stencils. So just because you don't want a stencil doesn't mean you can't use these techniques. They work for all kinds of painting and crafting. So we're going to start with sanding. So I use a sanding block, and we can put an affiliate link below. These kind of trap the sandpaper so that you don't have to like cup it in your hand. When got a bunch of scrap, when you sand without a sanding block, it helps to make the sandpaper smaller. And then you're just kind of doing this movement, and it kind of gives me a hand cramp. So I don't prefer that. So I like the sanding block. It also has some weight, and I can push on it, and my sandpaper doesn't slide all around. So we're gonna just give it a general sand. Anything that's sticking up and is rough, I'll get in it. They say that sanding is our cardio. Okay, so we're gonna go, and right here at the end, I have a whole bunch of chipped up stuff where the board was cut. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna push away with that. It goes sideways, and you almost always want to go with the grain of your wood as well. So these are some really good techniques that you can take and use for any of your crafting projects. So I'm going to stand this up. Now I'm not going with the grain right there because there's a lot of, almost 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch big jangly pieces of wood there. I just want to scuff them off. And it just makes sense to go ahead and prep both sides of your board while you're doing it. That way you're ready to paint the other side. I love painting tall porch signs because they're reversible. So your storage is reduced greatly. And also, if you're thinking about storage, these store beautifully in your front entry closet, in a spare bedroom, under a bed, behind a sofa, under a sofa. Like there's a lot of places because they're so skinny and flat that they just tuck in. So they're really actually not hard to store. Okay. And I will take the rest of the sanding off camera so that I can make some noise. All right, now I've got my board prepared. If you're going to put this board on a unprotected outdoor porch or patio, you're probably going to want to seal it, and you're going to want to do a couple coats of Varathane finish. DecoArt makes a wonderful multi-purpose sealer that does just a really tremendous job. So you can put one whole coat on there, but before we do that, I want to use this bullseye product on my knots. Excuse me. I'm going to make a pretend brush because the cleanup for the bullseye needs special chemicals. And so instead of doing that, we're just going to make a brush out of a paper towel. And that works out really well. So we're going to open it up. I have had this one can of shellac for a very long time, maybe 1.5 years, and we have probably done 50 tall porch signs at this point. And it just lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. So I'm just going to get in there and stir. Wash it off in the water. And now I'm going to use a fold top baggie. And I like these because they don't have the zippers and they're super affordable. Just make a glove out of that. Fold this puppy up. And then I'm going to apply the shellac to all of my knots. This works so well. And you do it to all of them on both sides, and then it dries really fast too. But this is how you're going to prevent the knot from bleeding. On a black project, this project that we're painting today is black. The bleeding probably wouldn't matter, wouldn't show up on a dark color. If you have a light color, you definitely need to pay attention to these knots. But I'm doing this so that you can paint whatever color you want to paint in. I'll flip it over and do the back side. And then when we get ready to dispose of this, This is not like a combustible product, so you can throw it in your regular trash. Just follow the directions on the back of the can. It's the best. Okay, and see how fast that is? Love, love, love. Love it when something's super easy. Okay, if you guys have questions, make sure that you put them in the comments below so that we can answer your questions. Okay, chuck that away. It's dry time. All right, we are dry and ready for base coating. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna use a roller. Now, I've used this roller before, and I put it in one of those full top baggies and just sealed it down. I think this is 2 weeks, but I can just take it right out of there, right out of the bag, not right off the roller, and just use it again. As long as it stays soft, then you're good. And that paint is still fresh in there. I'm gonna take the multi-purpose sealer, put it in a strip on my palette, and I love a flat palette for this because these are, it takes up so much room. If you put it on a paper plate, then you run into the edges and you don't get even loading. And then when you throw it away, you're just throwing like a paper thickness of trash away versus paper plates are kind of thicker and have a lot more to them. And once again, if I was going to seal one side of this, I just go ahead and seal the whole thing. You want to be careful about using a dirty roller for your edges if you don't know what color you're going to paint your edges yet. So sometimes I recommend waiting until you paint both sides and then decide on your edge colors. That makes it much easier so you can see it in like 3D. Okay, so we're just going to put one coat, and I'm not going to push next to my edge. So I'll reload my roller as I need to. And just nice even coats. Don't press when you get next to your edge because that will make the paint squish over the edge. That's the industry term for sloppy painting. Okay. And then when I get to the end of my board, if I continue to roll over the cliff, okay, if I just go like right up to the edge, I will go over the cliff. There's the roundness of this will kind of make it really easy to get right over the edge. And then you've got that same problem I'm talking about. So what I like to do is go sideways on my edges. All right, and we'll just finish that up. Okay, I've got it all sealed in. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and let it dry. Naturally, you can blow dry this product. That's fine, but I find it easier just to leave it, go do an errand, change a load of laundry or something, and then I come back to dry board. You can store your roller right on in there. I know I'm going to use this in just a few minutes, so I'll just roll it down. Usually, I recommend taking the frame off because of that handle, it can get some air in there and it doesn't stay as fresh as long. So, and also sometimes the handles rust and then they don't roll. So that's the tips for the roller. Okay, we're nice and dry. Sometimes you can have wood grain that will raise up when you seal your wood or even when you base coat. So I have another sanding block that has a lighter grit and you can hear a little roughness. Once I wipe that off, I'll do it again. You can hear how much quieter that is. Wipe off all of your debris. We're going to take this roller out of our bag. I have got a blob of white paint that is dry there. It's from 2 days ago. I'm just going to go right on top of that dry paint. And I'm going to apply the paint to my roller. Start at the top. Nice thin coats. It's much faster to do 2 thin coats than to do 1 heavy coat because the drying time and the uneven application just takes the steam out of your project. So definitely want to do thin coats just for a fineness of presentation. So while I'm basing this, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell so that you can see the next steps in the next video. Okay, now we wait for this coat to dry. I've got a fan standing over here, so I'll just put my board in front of the fan and it'll probably take about 5 minutes. All right, I added one more base coat of black and it is drying right now, and we are done with your prep steps. The next stage of the next video is gonna be how to put the stencil on, and you're gonna wanna stay tuned for this because this is got really cool techniques to it. So I look forward to seeing you in that video.